Hello, welcome back to Dry Creek Beekeeping. In today's video, I'm going to be explaining the importance of quilt boxes and sugar boards. I'd like to start by thanking BeeCastle for sending me these items. BeeCastle has sponsored me in the past, and I've always been amazed by the quality of their products. All their products are wax dipped and made of high quality wooden materials. The wood is premium cedar, which smells terrific, by the way, and all the joints are precision cut dovetails. Both of these items have a thickened screen mesh, which is stronger and more durable than most other products like this on the market. The candy board is especially solid and provides very strong support for the sugar. It also includes an extra ½ inch layer of wood under the mesh to prevent you from getting cuts and provides more room for the bees to move around. Also, all the products are surprisingly affordable despite the high quality. The wax dipped quilt box is only $63 and the candy board is only $38. Links to these products and the BeeCastle website will be in the description. These products here are extremely useful if you live in an area that has a long winter. Like I, for example, live in the northern Midwest, which has a very, very long winter, almost half the year, and it can be hard keeping hives alive during that time. By using these two products in tandem, you can almost guarantee your hive survival. I'm going to start by explaining how to use the quilt box and what it does, and then I'll move on to the sugar board, and then I'll explain how to use them together. This here is the quilt box. You can see it has a mesh in here, and on the sides are ventilation holes, and then right down here is a entrance hole for bees. So the bees can't actually get into this box here. They can go through this hole here into the hive. So quilt boxes are used to get moisture out of a hive. So what you do is you put wood chips or like thicker sawdust into here, and then as the bees produce moisture throughout the winter, that moisture will go through the mulch or sawdust, and it will eventually leave the hive through these ventilation holes. The reason why this is so useful is that it keeps the moisture from going back down into the hive. So if you have just a normal inner cover, then all the moisture from the bee's breath is going to hit the top of that inner cover, and it's going to hit the cool air that's coming from the outside, and it's going to condense and then drip back into the hive. And if the bees get wet, the bees are going to die. So this pretty much completely removes that issue from even being a possibility, and it also insulates the hive so that it stays warmer through the winter. That way the bees can get an earlier start and be less likely to freeze to death. When you fill this hive with either sawdust or mulch, it's up to you how you want to do it, but some recommendations are don't use too thick of mulch or otherwise it won't work very well, and don't use too thin of sawdust or otherwise no air will be able to get through. However, thinner sawdust can work as long as you pretty regularly stir it. You can actually leave quilt boxes on for the entire year if you want to. It is recommended that you take the sawdust out, but you don't have to. Most beekeepers don't leave these on the entire year, and they'll actually take them off at the end of the winter so that the hives don't overheat during the summer, and plus the usage of these decrease once you get outside of winter. Candy boards are, as the name implies, a board on which you put, well, candy. In this case, it's going to be more specifically a slab of sugar that the bees will feed on throughout the winter. Once again, in this, there is an entrance here for bees to get in and feed, and as I mentioned earlier, it has this extra little bit of wood here that most companies do not provide, which keeps you from cutting your fingers on the mesh and also gives the bees more room to move around under here. There's two ways for getting the candy for the candy boards. One way is just buying it online and then setting it on here for the bees to eat. And then the other way is actually molding it yourself. And BeeCastle provides a block of wood to cover this entrance hole with, so that you can mold the sugar without the sugar spilling out through the entrance hole. Now, in tandem, these two products work extremely well together. Here in the north, because the winters can be so brutal, we can go months without ever having a possibility at looking at our bees. This system here is the perfect way for having your hive be completely hands-free. The sugar board will provide the bees with a large supply of food, and then the quilt box will remove any excess moisture that may be building up in the hive. The only thing that you would ever have to do with this system is changing out the shavings in the quilt box every once in a while if they get saturated. But really, that's it. It is extremely simple and effective, and a great way to keep your hives alive through the winter. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Thank you again to BeeCastle for sending me these items, and thank you for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.